reason why I wanted to bring you out to see what we're living is you can see a lot of things on TV, you can read a lot of books, and you're going to see all the pretty pictures, and you're not going to see the harsh reality. And the harsh reality is it doesn't matter where you live, you're going to have times and seasons when life isn't perfect. For example, right now, if you look around, we have a lot of mud, and it's a lot of mud to deal with on an everyday basis. It's not always the optimum situation, but it's part of the reality of being an off-gridder or a homesteader. You're not going to have the perfect sunny days. You're not going to have the perfect 70-degree weather. You're going to have rain. It's just a matter of you have to adapt. And I don't want anybody going into this kind of lifestyle thinking, oh, everything's going to be perfect. With that being said, I mean, as you see us walking around and seeing all this, you're going to see things that don't look perfect. And I want to share this with you. You're going to have days where you've worked very hard and you've raised these animals up and you're looking forward to them being meat and providing for your family, and you're going to have a predator get to them, or you're going to have them have an accident and they're going to die. And that's one of the most tragic things you face, because not only have you lost all that time that you put into it, but you do have a special attachment to those animals. Every one of our animals that are here, whether they are a pet or going to be consumed by us, we feel very strongly an attachment to. We name every animal, we give that animal the best life they could possibly have. We're very kind to that animal because they're going to be sustaining us. And it's important. It's important to let your children know. And people say, how cruel is it that you started your children butchering animals and allowing to be around animals while you're butchering at such a young age. My children started 2, 3 years old and going hunting and dressing out animals. I think it's more cruel to hide the reality of life from your children. Expose them at a young age, teach them about how these animals, what they sacrifice. They've sacrificed for you. Yes, there's the tear-filled moments when they have to butcher their favorite chicken or this or that. But when they realize that that's what the animal was raised for, and they realize how much they've put into it and the reason they've put into it, it makes them appreciate it more. Because so many don't appreciate what there is. We're so accustomed to going in and going to a market and getting what we want. We're a here and now generation. We need to start thinking about less here and now and more what goes into it. Okay, well, this is the place. We just got through having 7 inches of rain, so there's a lot of mud. These are our little piggies, and they kind of get out of the fence and let themselves roam it, but we always let everything just kind of free range. As you can see by the sign, you got to keep the gate closed because the goats, they'll try to convince you otherwise, but they need to stay out of the yard. This is our little cabin, and to others it doesn't look like much, but for all the work that we put into it, all the timbers that built this were milled right here from our own trees. We did manage to haul in the OSB and get that in. We haven't quite got the roof completed yet, but it's warm, it's dry, and it's home. Yeah, we have turkeys running around, and there's another tom turkey over there. Both the hens are out sitting on nests right now, so we really can't show you the hens. They're out in the forest. We'll go over here, we'll look at this. There's only one goat in right now. This is our little crippled goat. This is Longhorn. She's not a very happy camper because her babies are being weaned, but she's our little crippled goat. So she kind of just hangs out, sneaks in whenever she can. If you don't keep the gate closed though, she'll sneak right into the house. Everybody says, well, what do you do if you don't have electricity and running water? We do have a generator, we have a solar panel, we have battery banks. That's how we generate our power to be able to use our cell phones. We do have really good cell coverage, and that's because we've got towers, and you can't see them for all the trees, but to the south of us we've got towers, and they're about 5 miles away. Right now is my favorite time of the year. As you can see, we stockpile our firewood. We can go out and I can show you a little bit of what Alaska has to offer. To others, it looks like a bunch of trees, but to me, I see so much more. We have so many different berries that we can go pick. If you look through, you see all the spruce trees, but we've got birch trees that are intermingled, and those birch trees produce a very clear sap. The going rage right now is birch water, and we have it right here. And we have a tap to it. We don't have to run to the store. We also cook it down and we make birch syrup out of it. It's blueberry picking time. We just had fresh blueberry pancakes this morning. And we'll put those blueberries up and can them. And I'll also dry some, and we'll use them for making blueberry pie, our jams, our syrups. The dried ones we use in our homemade granola and trail mixes. We don't eat a lot of junk food because we can produce healthier food and not have to pack in as much stuff. You know, we have our staples. We always pack in lots of grains that we don't produce here. Most of the meat and everything comes in, well, as babies, and then we raise it and we butcher it. Everything we have is organic. We let it go free ranging. It gets all the nourishment it needs. We supplement that with cooked barley, and we produce some of the best food around. And we're not going to the supermarket and getting it from who knows where. Yeah. We homeschool our kids too, and I think our kids get a better education. Not to say that the teachers out in the country aren't good teachers, but they get a more rounded education. They not only get the education from the books, but they get hands-on. You know, my kids understand biology, they understand anatomy, they understand where other kids read about saving the planet and the ecosystem. My kids live it, and they learn firsthand what happens if you don't preserve that. You know, we're very selective in the wood we cut. We don't just go out and we cut down a tree because it's there. We selectively cut trees that are diseased, trees that are dead standing and dead fall, and we use that, and we use every bit of the tree. We not only, use it for our lumber and our firewood, but we also invested in a wood chipper. By doing that, it builds up the soil and keeps the erosion down. The truth of the matter is, we don't put anything out that if we were to walk away from it, it would disappear in 5 or 10 years. Yeah. And we want to keep that. We want to keep the earth clean.